What's up, everybody in TV land? Today's episode is with a water pump, 2004 Chevy Impala. There's a couple ignorant things on this motor, man. So let's get it. You want to bust joint on these rookie screws right here with a 10mm. It's your water pump pulley. Know what I'm talking about? All right, if you run into a problem to where you loosen this one, you loosen all three of them, and can't loosen the fourth one because the wheel keep turning and spinning. Back your screws out. Take one of your wrenches, put it in between these to hold it, and then use your other wrench to turn the one. This is basically gonna hold the wheel while you loosen the other one. All right, so once you take them 4 screws off, you're gonna pull your pulley wheel off. All right. As you can see, the belt is still on there. We ain't even rattling with that just yet. What happened was, kept losing water, antifreeze. And kind of figured it was a water pump, but I couldn't really tell. It was like a real fine mist, because water pumps got this little hole on them they shoot fluid from when they're bad. So as you can see, it's all wet up there. To get the water pump bolts off, you're gonna need a 5/16. Then you're gonna need an extension, a short baby extension, about the same length as the socket, and then your baby ratchet, 1/4 inch. If y'all don't know what a baby ratchet is. This one right here, man, the baby, hey, things on here was loose, man. Look at all that goop. That's the problem. They didn't have a gasket. They built one, and the gasket went bad, I presume. But, you know, I don't know how many miles on this water pump. We're just gonna go ahead and put a new one on here. You know, you get them A-list monkeys at the mechanic shop tearing your car up, robbing you like you got all the money in the world. So it's a couple bolts that you can't get to unless you loosen the belt. If you got the belt removal tool, that's fine. But if you like me and don't feel like doing all that extra walking, use your 3/8 inch ratchet. Put it in the square hole right here on your tensioner pulley. And you're gonna lift up, and then you're gonna slide the belt off the top of the alternator. And you ain't gonna take the whole belt off the car because you don't need to. Just move it out the way, slide it a little bit. And make sure you organize your screws exactly how they came off. And you see all this silicone gasket maker? When you see that on something you're working on, you already know you're working behind monkeys. So sometimes they cross thread and sometimes they don't. But what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna show you a trick. So you always wanna put the same screw back in the same hole. Otherwise, you're gonna be up the creek when you find out one of them cross-threaded, man. But that's what you do. Then you take your little hammer and you tap that water pump off. See, you wanna get you one of these little pump boy hammers, man. So you can go to your local dollar store or cheap store and get you one of these. You ain't trying to build no house, so you need something strong enough to put a little pressure behind it, but light enough to where it won't tear up nothing. Then you see right here, you can tap on that. That's simple. People don't take a scientist to take a water pump off a 2004 Chevy Impala. Look at that, man. This thing's supposed to have a gasket on it, man. Boy, these people ignorant, man. And like I say, see, normally when they go bad, you see this little hole right here? This little hole right there. Water leaks from that one. There's one on the top and sometimes one on the bottom. But since we don't have signs of failure coming from that hole, chances are our problem was the gasket, man. piece of the gasket on this water pump. But they put a thin coat of the silicone gasket maker on there, and that didn't work. I could have told them that wasn't gonna work. So the water pump didn't fail. The fact that these monkeys didn't put no damn water pump gasket on here. It's your problem. Not the water pump. Working behind them goofballs, man. See, remember I told y'all the whole purpose of me shooting these videos is not for my entertainment. It's to explain to y'all what kind of ramradery y'all be getting when y'all go to these mechanic shops and shops and to these dealers. This is the gasket right here, man. And see, on stuff like this, if you got the money, man, go and buy you some name brand parts, man, because you don't want to be doing this water pump every year. And don't add antifreeze quite yet until you make sure you got everything straight. Other stuff expensive, man. Oh man, it came with new bolts. Look at. Compliments of Rake Auto, man. That's your little hole right there when your car be leaking antifreeze. That's your sign, water pump failure. Remember, like I told you, ladies, compare the parts, man. The old ones with the new ones, man. And there it is, man. See, you wanna line them up? See this thing right here, whatever this called? Put that at 12 o'clock. If you can, and they look the same to me. The only difference is minor quality points, you know. We gotta go get old dirty razor blade or some sandpaper and scrape that crap off of there, man, so the gasket will seal right and do its J-O-B. Oh, don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what I'm saying. See, man, it's gonna take me longer to scrape this crap off here than it does to actually do the water pump job. Because I'm working behind Heckle and Jekyll, man. Otherwise, it would be done. It's gonna take about 5-10 minutes to scrape that crap off. It doesn't take that long to do the whole water pump job once you got all your tools lined up. All right, y'all see how clean that housing is? Scrape all that crap off there, man, so your gasket will sit on there flat, flush, and you won't have no problems in the future. They had a bunch of that old gasket maker inside the screw hole. That's why the screws couldn't go in there and be tight. Man, don't do nothing stupid like that, man. You don't need that stuff nowhere on this thing, man. What I usually have is a little thing like this. It's about half this size. This is my spark plug anti-seize in the little jar. But they sell something like this. It's real tacky. It's called shellac. It got a little copper Indian head on it. And you put that on your surfaces to make your gasket tacky and stick, so it don't be sliding around when you try to line the holes up, the gasket holes up with the water pump. So I usually use this or the shellac, whichever one I can find. This stuff right here is good. Just don't goop it down like you're putting it on a toothbrush. Just barely put it on it like you're putting lotion on your face. See that right there? That's what I'm talking about. Then just take your old dirty butt fingers and just spread it around in a circle. Look at them old butt smelling fingers of yours, man. A lot of y'all don't know how to wipe your own butt, man. So that's why I call them butt fingers, man. So I don't like to spread it around. All you're doing is putting enough to make that gasket stick on there so it don't slip. And also you want to put this on your water pump bolts that you're gonna screw in there, because sometimes, man, them GMs, man, they make them old pot metal bolts, man, that seize up. What it is it's two different metal components, man. And one be like aluminum, like the water pump is aluminum, but then the steel bolts. But then once the corrosion hit, man, it's up. So that's why I always recommend doing this, man. I'm actually telling you to do it. So, you know, you might want to listen to me, man. Pay attention, learn something today. Otherwise, you're gonna have to repeat kindergarten like my cousin did. The dumbest dude on the planet, man. All right, so in case you space cadets want to know, can you put the gasket on there wrong? No, sir, you cannot. The gasket only goes one way. So keep rotating it until you figure out how to line the holes up, you know? And at this point, we're gonna put this spark plug anti-seize on these supposedly brass bolts. Okay, we're gonna put this water pump back on there, and as you can see, when you got the stuff on there, the gasket is in place, man. It is not slipping and sliding all over the place like Trick Daddy Records. Slip and slide, boy. You're not gonna tighten them up one screw, you're gonna just hand tighten them but leave slack in there about 75% of the way so you don't cross thread nothing or strip nothing. It's that simple. Don't do nothing else but what I'm telling you to do. All right, y'all, I don't know if I'm just ignorant today or what, man, but I really think that this water pump go on here a certain way. So before you take the water pump off, you might want to note the position of it, the old one and the new one. Right here, I got that at about, not really 12 o'clock, but as close to 12 o'clock as you can. And then you got this lip right here. So with the drain hole and the lip, I would put that up top, man, like almost 12 o'clock. Otherwise, it's gonna cost you an extra 15, 20 minutes. All right, now it's 5 bolts to go in there, and you wanna tighten them in the same sequential order you do. Like if you're taking your tire off your car, putting your tire on your car. You know, you wanna do the star pattern, like boom, 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 boom. All right, do that, don't do nothing else. All right, so once you got your bolts on there, kinda a little bit past hand tight when you're doing the cross pattern, then you want to go around them like you're doing like a clock hand and just torque down on them real tight. But don't monkey tighten it, because these, man, this is all pot metal, man. The thing that the water pump bolt screw into is pot metal. It will break, and then you up poop creek for real, man. So just do a little bit past tight, man. Like, you know what I'm talking about, man. Don't be out there standing on the wrench to tighten it. And then put your anti-freeze stuff in the holes of the water pump for the screws that the pulley gonna go on. Just like that. Right, everybody in TV land, there it is. Put your 4 bolts back in there. And the same way you had to have that wrench, like I showed you, to cock it sideways on the angle to tighten, to loosen that last bolt, the same way you're gonna do to tighten all the bolts up. Then put your belt back on here. And we didn't lose a lot of water, as much water as I thought we did, but we did lose some. Man, that thing on there, boy. So, but anyways, what you gonna do, and they got this thing right here in the way where it cuts your finger when you're trying to loosen the water hose. So I'm gonna take my old pliers and turn that downwards, man. That's kind of stuff these American car makers be doing, man. They be doing some ignorant mess, man. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so, but you're gonna take your radiator cap, and I recommend replacing your radiator cap too, just because if the water pump old, that's old. See, I still got plenty of antifreeze in there. But anyways, we're gonna put this back on here where we're gonna let that water from the reservoir drain in there. And then you loosen this bleeder screw up. You crank the engine, you put the cap back on there, and you loosen this bleeder screw up until antifreeze start coming out of, or water, whatever you got in there. Then you tighten it back down. You're gonna use look like a 10 milli. Yeah, so you're gonna use a 10 millimeter. That's to put all air out the system, all right? All right, y'all, see this that bleeder screw, Take the cap off and just start loosening this thing up with your wrench. 10 milli. You don't have to take it all the way out. But you see, you got H2O antifreeze in that, man. And you can see it circulate. Kind of like it's percolating. And you just let it warm up for a little bit. You see how the engine went down? That means the thermostat opened up. Everything leveling off. You're letting all the water out, the air out the line. Now I'm gonna start to add some water in here, man. All right, now while you add water in your radiator, you will see the water inside of here will start to rise to the likings. So anyway, so when it level off and start coming out, that's when you're gonna back up off of it. I'm gonna show you. Y'all gonna get you like a little 20-ounce bottle or something, man. Hold on. It's about to start coming out of there. There you go, right there. You see it? You see that? It's bubbling out. Now you wanna put your bleeder valve screw back in there. See that water? Antifreeze. Put that screw back in there, man. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up or build up the pressure, man. So, when it start doing that, you done got it bled, man. Put your old 10 millimeter wrench back on it. Radiator cap still off. And torque down on it, man. Tighten it up. Or you can get your old torque wrench and listen to it click, but after you done worked on a car so many times, you don't need all that. All right, everybody. As you can see, there are no leaks. There is no mist. There is no squeals. There is no growling, crackling, ball bearing, shaking, none of that stuff. That means we did the job. Now it's time to put it on the road and do a Scotty Kilmer road test, man. And everybody, that concludes today's episode of Water Pump on a 2004 Chevy Impala. Peace.